Welcome to this explainer. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're taking something totally chaotic, incredibly silly, and completely fleeting, and well, we're going to apply some serious, unwavering analytical rigor to it. We're looking at a raw auto-generated transcript of a football blooper reel. You know the kind of clip that challenges you with an if you laugh, you lose premise? But look, we aren't here to laugh today. We're here to understand. We're literally going to deconstruct the exact anatomy of a sporting disaster using nothing but the fragmented, surreal text generated by the internet itself.
So, what makes a football blooper truly unforgettable? It's a pretty fascinating question, right? Like, what actually elevates a simple mistake on the pitch into a legendary piece of internet comedy? Is it the context, the players, or is there, I don't know, some universal underlying structure to how we perceive failure in sports? As we go through this explainer, I want you to just keep this fundamental question in the back of your mind. We're going looking for the hidden architecture of a blooper, buried right there in the digital static. Stop flying childish from Hill Strikers didn't have the confidence to keep that in a show from the United perspective. They like football Robbie. Okay, to the untrained eye, this might just look like an unedited, nonsensical jumble of words spat out by an algorithm. But for us, this is our primary text. It's a raw, unfiltered snapshot of human emotion reacting to absolute chaos on a football field.
Section 1, Defining Football Comedy.
Okay, let's dive into this. For all you focused learners out there who appreciate a good, methodical breakdown, we are going to organize this digital fever dream into a highly structured analysis. We really need to identify exactly what mechanisms turn a professional athletic event into basically a pure comedy sketch. Through our analysis of the transcript, this super clear sequential narrative emerges. I like to call these the 4 pillars of the football fail. First up, you have the foundational error, the mistake. That's followed immediately by the exaggerated reaction, the theatrics. Then, this escalation leads to the high-stakes consequence, the penalty. And finally, the ultimate punchline, the miss. Literally every single element in our source text maps perfectly onto this timeline. Let's look at how each piece functions.
Section 2, Anatomy of a Mistake. Right here is where we look at the exact moment the carefully laid plans of a football match just completely fall apart. We get this incredible sentence from the transcript. Oh, mistake from Young to Porter of all people now. Now, what's absolutely brilliant about this phrase is the heavy lifting done by those 5 words, of all people now. It implies this whole established lore, you know. It tells us this wasn't just a physical error, it was a total betrayal of expectations. The shock value is entirely rooted in the identity of the players. The comedy starts with the sheer incredulity of the spectator, realizing that the absolute last person who should have messed up just did.
And then, right on the heels of that blunder, we get this line. Boy, they should have scored target. This perfectly encapsulates the agonizing tension of the fail. The mistake creates this vacuum, this expectation of a goal that is just abruptly snatched away. That lingering should have is literally the very essence of sporting regret, frozen right here in the transcript.
Section 3, Award-winning theatrics.
Now, a mistake alone just isn't enough to make a legendary blooper. We need drama. And the transcript gives us this absolute gem, and the Oscar goes to... I want you to notice the profound shift in tone here. The game is no longer a physical contest. It's completely transformed into a Hollywood production. By invoking the Academy Awards, the text elevates a simple foul, or, let's be real, a dive, into an act of profound theatrical deception. It's this biting, sarcastic acknowledgement from the viewer that the players aren't athletes anymore, they're actors, and honestly, they're putting on a pretty terrible performance.
Section 4, the ultimate penalty miss. Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how the transcript captures the rapid acceleration of the narrative toward its climax. I really want you to feel the pacing of the text here as the tension ramps up. First, second, the stakes are established. Penalty is on young people. Then, immediately, the focus shifts, the anticipation is building. Here comes the skipper. He steps up, the crowd holds its breath. And then, the absolute disaster of the miss. The text just perfectly mirrors that frantic, heart-pounding rhythm of an impending penalty kick.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core comedic contrast of the entire event. I mean, look at the setup. That should be easy. That is pure, unadulterated hubris. It's the arrogant expectation of routine success. But then, mere milliseconds later, the catastrophic reality hits. Oh my word, is that the miss of the tournament? The whiplash between that cocky expectation and the apocalyptic result is, for sure, the exact formula for a perfect blooper.
Section 5, The Spectator Reaction.
Up until now, we really focused on the players.
But the source text captures something far more primal too, the immediate, unfiltered reaction of the audience watching this unfold on the internet. Nope. Oh hell no. There's no analysis here, right? There's no tactical breakdown. This is a visceral, bodily rejection of what the eyes have just witnessed. The viewer is so appalled by the missed penalty that they're practically trying to verbally negate reality itself. It's just the purest expression of digital disbelief.
And when we actually quantify all that chaos, a really fascinating pattern emerges. Breaking down the exclamatory outburst in our short text, the word heat is screamed 6 separate times. Yes is repeated 3 times. Go is shouted twice. This shows us the repetitive, almost tribal nature of the internet spectator. When words fail to describe the utter absurdity on screen, the audience just reverts to shouting single syllables in rapid succession. Heat, heat, heat.
This really drives the point home by showing the totally dual nature of the viewer's experience. On one hand, we have these extreme affirmations. Yes, 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 I believe it all. Nice heat. They are absolutely reveling in the entertainment of the failure. But on the other hand, we have complete negations. Nope. Oh, hell no. Oh my word. The spectator is swinging wildly back and forth between enthusiastically cheering for the chaos and being utterly horrified by the sheer incompetence of it all.
And then, just as quickly as the tragedy unfolds, it's forgotten. The transcript concludes with this abrupt, fragmented thought. Really chasing it down, I let go. The penalty is over. The miss of the tournament has happened. But the ball is still in play, and the internet's attention span pivots instantly to the very next sequence of action. The outrage vanishes, replaced immediately by the demand for forward momentum. Go.
So, the crucial point is this. We started out laughing at a football fail, but what are we actually looking at here? When we study the erratic pacing, the wild emotional swings, the bizarre repetitions, and the instant memory wipes found in this transcript, are we really analyzing a football game, or are we in fact looking at a mirror? Does this 130-word auto-generated mess perfectly capture our own frantic, easily distracted, and highly dramatic relationship with internet culture? Well, I'll leave you to think about that the next time you find yourself clicking on a blooper reel. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.